Hello, chat. 3 more days. Oh boy. Hello. Hi. Sorry, I also spawned in near your house. I spawned in the campground, not in your house. But this is pretty. What is it? Is it like a gazebo? Yay! A gazebo! Do you need anything? My leg. Oh, the disease. The disease. No, the disease. Yay! Do you know where Anara went? Okay. Alrighty. Bye bye. I am streaming, right? Okay, there we go. I was like, wait. Sorry, my fucking. Need to readjust. Hello.
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh shit. Oopsies.
There we go. Yeah. I was just ready. I was just catching up on the journal because I haven't read in it in a few days. Okay. We have,
Your
or I
backpack is still
have.
on, by the way.
I know.
Oh, you.
That's just for my books. Yeah. I just kept putting. I've made a new backpack for books, just because I have a bunch, and I guess I have a problem.
You have a problem?
Yeah.
What is it?
So, just to preface, I was hanging out with Channel. We were decoding this book that she wrote, and the key was in Shyla's house. And eventually, Shyla saw us, and she was talking and whatnot. And, I wished her well, and then we went away. And then not long after that, she wrote me a letter. And I had told her about, like, what my dad's plan was, what he was doing, the thing with Gaia, all that. And I guess in a way that was my way of doing what you had told me to do, however many days ago, to tell her about
Okay.
my decision, but, I never said it directly, but my choice, I feel like, was made clear, and she wrote a letter, and I don't know. I don't know anymore. I keep having the same conversation with you, with Boyer, with everyone, about how I should just choose my dad. But reading that letter,
I'm
she
guessing
doesn't want
Shyla
to.
didn't take it well.
She's not mad at me, but she doesn't want to die without me. And I can't just. I I hate that I keep going back and forth. I keep thinking I've made a decision,
I never.
and then
You know,
something
it's not easy.
happens. And something happens. I was gonna make my choice thinking everyone's told me that they're okay with it. There's one person that's not. And that's why I told my dad I thought it was stupid. Because now, look, my everything got infinitely harder. Because I was stupid and I was just trying to catch up on what I would miss
You're
if I
not
died.
stupid.
He said the same exact thing. But now I feel more justified saying that because the decision could be so easy. It could be so easy. And I don't blame her, but she's made it infinitely harder. And I don't know
Okay,
what to do.
so it's a choice between. Okay. Don't get mad at me. Or, well, you can be mad at me, but I'm not trying to be like, let's look at this pragmatically or whatever, but let's consider the variables here. So it's a choice between going with. I say personally, like I said, I am down for whatever you want to do. I do not. It's not that I don't care, but it's your decision. I recommend ideas, but ultimately, like, you're not betraying my opinion if you decide actually you want to stay. But so I don't think you should keep others into account. Don't go with the masses. This is your decision. But so that means it's therefore a pure personal decision between, do you think going with your father is more useful, meaningful, and um, emotionally easier to deal with than staying here.
I. See, I knew this might have been an issue, so back when we had that first conversation, him and I at the concert venue, I brought it up well, he brought up the Hearthstone thing, and then it kind of spiraled. But I told him that I would feel horrible for leaving her behind, and he consoled me, and I said, how do you deal with loving someone and then having to live knowing they're gone? And he gave me this whole story. It was very sweet about how there was someone he loved and how he wanted to die with him so badly, but he didn't. He chose not to because that's probably not what he would have wanted. And look at what he would have missed out on, he said. And I just wish he was right. But hearing it from the person in question that they don't want me to leave them has made it so much worse. And there's one thing I think can be done, but other than that, I don't know.
Well, what's the one thing?
Mafia Man said that the entity, or whatever, the disembodied voice, appears very sentimental.
Okay.
And I know it was trying to deal in lives before, but if it is so sentimental, would it not agree to take something, a material something, that is important to each and every person in exchange for their survival?
See, that's okay. That's a new option. It's good to know we have a new option, but that have you talked to this entity about that?
No, but I was gonna, if my dad ever showed up, I was gonna ask him about it or tell him about it, see what he thought.
Yeah,
I
I would
it's...
run it by, because I don't know if we should hang all our hopes on that.
There's nothing else.
I know, I'm trying to... Anara, I don't know what I'm really trying to do. I just want...
Because you made the decision easier, but now it just got a million times harder. If I wasn't at her house, if I didn't tell her, then I wouldn't be in this scenario.
Oh, no,
but I would
no,
have felt
no,
like
no, no.
shit if I didn't tell her.
No. We're not talking what if scenarios here, okay? We're not going to make ourselves feel more guilty, okay? Plus, I think it would probably be a lot worse if ever Shyla happened to ask, oh, are you going to die with the rest of us? And you lied? I think that would be worse. So, telling her was probably a good move.
Now look where it got me.
I
don't... I'm back to square one, even though I thought I moved way beyond it.
Well, that's...
You helped me make a decision, but... I just hate to say that one person undid all of that, all of what you said, what Borger said, what Mafia Man said.
Anora, that's because that person's important to you. That's not a bad thing. Whims change, needs change, wants change. It's okay to be indecisive right now. We have a few days left. And I know that that's a really short period of time in all consideration. But you only came to the decision that you would go with Mafia Man yesterday.
Well, I had been considering it, been leaning towards it.
But you didn't commit to it until yesterday. And so, it's like, it's
I haven't
okay
committed to anything until it happens.
Until you make the actual action, you can always hem and haw about it. That's okay. Lots of big decisions happen that way.
But my issue is that it's not about no longer wanting the decision that I already made. It's wanting to have both.
Okay?
Because
And we're
I'm not
gonna
suddenly,
we'll work towards both, okay?
I don't know, I just,
There's room for compromise.
hopefully with that thing, because,
No, 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 I'm not talking about the deal. I'm talking about with room for compromise. Sure, obviously the desired outcome is that, oh, I get to bring Shyla with me, and therefore, I get to be both with Shyla and my dad. Like that's I would honestly prefer that. I would prefer that option, but we have to also acknowledge that it's an unlikely option for several reasons. And so, in the end, we have to instead consider what the halfway would be. Not the best outcome, but something in between. And we can come up with plenty of solutions like that. For example, you could talk to Shyla some more. I know that's a scary thought, but you could talk to Shyla some more and consider maybe have you two gone on a date?
the Adventure kind of was one of them, I guess.
I think you two should try out a real date. Because no matter what, either you're going to have a relationship from here on out or you won't. And I don't think you should wait to find out. And I think that date could be a perfect opportunity for you to get deep into conversation about what the two of you want, what the two of you are seeking. And therefore, you can have a connection there. And maybe you can convince her, she can convince you, but in the end, I think you would at least have a better time realizing what you want.
Yeah.
There's also the consideration of the fact that I know you don't want your father to be alone. Does Shyla know the reasons why you were choosing your father, or did you just kind of state that?
I I might have. I think I said something. I said Gaia herself was concerned, and because that's what, I used Juno and even Gaia as an example.
Okay,
That's
but
what
do you
loneliness
think
does to
that's
you.
an effective uh not that I'm blaming you for coming to this conclusion, because it is a very good piece of evidence, but well, not evidence, but reason. But have you considered that maybe Shyla, quite frankly, doesn't give a shit about that reason?
I don't know.
Shyla maybe needs a different reason, and you have many reasons for going with your father. And some people obviously are not impressed by the spirits. They're truly not impressed by the spirits. And many people are not impressed with Mafia Man. So maybe instead you need a different angle. And I'm sorry if this is very matter of fact. It's just I want you to go in with a game plan, because that's something that can help you. I mean, you wrote down something ahead of time and then talked to Mafia Man, right?
Yeah.
And that helped, right?
Yeah.
So having an imagined game plan for what you want to do might help you figure it out.
I guess so.
I don't really know much about, you know, romantic relationships. I've never really experienced one myself, but, from what I understand, really the only difference between that and every other relationship is that it's one of the few times you might want to hold on. See if someone can change. See if someone can build something bigger. That's not to say that I don't think it happens in other relationships, but there's a reason why people can stay together for a long, long time. And I'm not saying that's you and Shyla, and it's okay if it isn't. But, you know, there's. I want you to be happy. Even just a little bit. At the end of the world. So, I want you to try. I don't know if that was helpful. Or really addressing an issue.
Just I don't know what to say. I don't.
You don't need to.
I'm just so angry. I had a decision. I had a plan. And it just messes itself up. She, I, I don't know what the compromise is between me living and me dying with her. Because she wants me to die with her. And I understand that selfishness. I understand it more than she could probably ever know. So I don't blame her for that. I I can't tell someone. It's been it's been easy telling you or inadvertently telling you that yeah, I can live with just the memory of you because you yourself said that was okay because I'm alive. But he doesn't want that. I'd let you read what the letter says. I don't but
It's okay. You
she
don't need to share it.
she just kept repeating, "Don't leave me." And maybe the compromise is finding a way to save three people, but then that just feels worse than choosing no one at all. And I know maybe what you're gonna say to that, but I didn't want it to come to me having to choose a certain group of people. I didn't want it to come to that. It was either I chose everyone or I chose no one. Again, my dad being the exception to that, but I don't know.
Anona, I have to ask you something, and you have to be honest, okay? And it's okay if the honesty is painful or insulting, because we're alone right now, and even then, I don't think being honest with yourself is the worst thing you can do right now. But I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna have to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah, I can do that.
Are you having second guesses about your decision because you feel guilty or because you feel shame?
Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the two, but I guess right now, keeping that what she said in mind, I guess guilt.
Okay, it's not shame, it's guilt. guilt is a very unpredictable and, quite frankly, unstable reason to do anything. I am not saying that it's therefore right to ignore what Shyla is saying. Because no, that's not right either. We need to take into consideration their feelings. However, if the reason you're thinking about rethinking your decision is because it makes Shyla upset, I don't know if that's how do I put this? Sometimes does Shyla being upset hurt more than the idea of Mafia Man being alone?
I don't want to answer that.
Why?
Can't. I can't.
Why can't you answer it?
I don't know.
It's okay. I'm sorry, I'm asking these questions very matter-of-factly. But it's because we're going through, one by one, the reasons to not or to do. And it's good to go through every single one, because then you know you've made an informed and complete decision. But I also know that I need to have tact, and I don't know if I have it. But if you don't know, then that's okay. Okay? You don't need to know right now. But I think it's a good question to keep in mind. You don't need to have the answer right now, but or ever have the real answer, but I think it's something to remember. Because that's really what it's coming down to, isn't it? You love both of them a whole lot. I can see it in your eyes when you talk about them. The way you cry over the both of them, those are real tears. So then, I guess, in the most bluntest form, whose love can you live without? And that's a really hard decision. I know it is. I know it's an incredibly hard decision, and maybe I'm moralizing it. You should get second opinions. Don't just take an opinion from me. And again, you should seek out that third best answer. You know what I mean? You should see where that brings you. It's always a good idea to check your options. But I think why you're really struggling, and this is an incredibly tough decision to make, is to rationalize just who you can't live without. And I don't really know how to answer that. I really don't. And it's a very terrible decision you have to make. But, you know, I don't really know. Although, and this is my personal opinion, but, Shyla asking you to die with her isn't exactly the most reasonable request, in my opinion.
Well, she acknowledges it. If you want to read it, you can. I don't know if I'm explaining her words,
Okay.
but
Only if you let me. I don't want to.
yeah, you can read it if only to understand maybe where she's coming from, because maybe there's something I'm not seeing, and maybe something that you'll be able to see. So feel free to sit down if you want. Just gonna organize my backpack.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. It's clear. I. I don't want to. I don't want to speak more. I really think the best decision for the two of you is to find a time to enjoy each other, because that's at least something I think you both can agree on, that you want to spend more time together. She doesn't want to be alone, you don't want to be alone, and you both want to be together. So I think it should start there, with these few days left. And from there, I think you should discuss it more. That, quite frankly, it's perhaps a smidgen unfair. And if it's not unfair, please tell me. But I think it's a little unfair to ask someone to essentially die with them. And when they have an almost, maybe not guaranteed, but a certainly more likely option to stay alive, and possibly with someone they care about a whole lot. But at the same time, acknowledge that you also care for her opinion, you care for her love, and, you know, where to go from there. I don't think Kitty. I don't think Shyla's. Shyla knows that it's selfish. So pointing it out, I don't think is going to be. eh, like, it doesn't need to be angry. In fact, I understand it completely. Um, the sentiment. But, I. Just because she requests something of you, even if you love her so dearly, that doesn't mean you have to change your mind. But if you do change your mind, Anara, that is okay as well. If she speaks to you and you find the idea more appealing or more convincing or whatever, that's okay too.
It's hard
I know. I know.
because I still want to stick with my choice. Because it's not like I didn't consider this. Obviously not with her input. I was assuming a lot of things. But when I talked to my dad that day,
Mm-hmm.
or that night, um, by the beach, again, in that conversation where he brought up Shyla, the Heartstone, and all that, he went and started talking about if you want if you want to choose her and die with her and die with everyone else, and that's okay. And that if he can't make it, or perhaps, however he said it, I don't want to, you know, but he essentially said, then at least he'll know where to find me. Anything ever happens to him. And I hated myself because when, ugh, ugh, whew, when he suggested the idea of not living with him and choosing to die when I had the choice to live, I wanted to throw up. I felt so sick. And I think that's really reluctantly where I made my choice. And I don't know if I feel sick now, thinking whatever it is I think. But I don't think that's changed. And this is hard because I've made my decision.
I know it's
And
hard.
I wish it didn't have to come to that, I guess. I've had this decision for a while, and I just hope this stupid plan works. That he agrees to it, and then he says, hey, it might do something. Because in that letter, it's not like I can just choose her. There's other people she cares about, and she wrote about that. So I can't just say, Dad, get us 3 people. Get us 3 slots. I'd have to go to 5, and then why should I stop? Get 6 for you, get 7 for Xochi, get, 8, 9, 10 for Channel, for Mantis, for everyone. For Callie, for Warrior, anyone. I, I just feel like I want it to work, but I feel like it's also gonna trap me, and that's what's supposed to happen. Because I'm gonna get too greedy, and I'm just gonna try and recreate my perfect world anyway.
Inara,
I,
these are all great things to bring up to them. Oh shit, sorry.
what is with you and punching me?
I'm
Every
sorry.
single
Uh, I'm sorry.
time.
I I think these are all great ideas to bring up to her. Maybe she doesn't know these things, or maybe she doesn't realize just how much they mean to you, or you know, I don't know. But I think telling her these things will open up, at the very least, a path to go. And I'll be honest with you, this might end in something a little heartbreaking. I won't lie to you. But, um, you know, um, I think it's important that the two of you have a time together, alone, where you can just connect. Because I think that's also been sorely missing between the two of you. It's always long distance letters and longing gazes. Maybe it needs to get a little personal. And maybe that'll make things clearer or harder, I don't know. But it's an avenue you haven't tried.
Yeah.
Plus, don't don't tell anyone I told you this, but I did see Shyla making a gazebo. Perhaps that is an interesting romantic outing spot of significance.
How far along was she?
I don't know. I don't know if like what the final design is.
Yeah. Because, I'd do anything to get this over with.
But I mean, you could make it cute. A formal invitation to a night out. Plus, you can therefore write ahead of time.
I don't know if I want to. I think I should just
Do you want to wing
say
it?
it could. I think so.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't follow the script really that yesterday. It had some ideas, but I went off track very quickly.
That's okay.
So, so
So, yeah. And Anara, I just want to say the two of you are very cute.
thank you.
You remind me of, this one of my, bundlies. I remember, they, they were looking very longingly at, another from, the bundly, you know, a molt ahead of us, and it was all scandalous because they're like, ooh, but they're slightly older and so mature, and you know, at the same time, turns out that the other their name was Shelley. Um, Shelley, turns out they had also been sort of pining from a distance and was nervous because they didn't want to make them uncomfortable. And I don't know, it reminds me of them, the two of you.
Thank you.
I don't know, what's... Do you want to do anything to keep your mind off it, or do you want to do it now, or...
Well, I'll go do it now. I'll get something because she wanted that Arctic Fox plushie, so.
Oh, and you brought a gift! Do you want flowers?
I'll see if I have any, but that wouldn't be too bad of an idea. There it is. I have those stupid pink petals. I have a hibiscus. I'll bring it.
Yeah.
I have inventory space. Take that out. Wait, there we go.
Have I been... Well, I mean, you say it to my face, but... Have I been making things... worse?
You've made them easier. As easy as they can get.
I don't mean... like this one thing. I'm talking... in general. Have I made things... I made things worse?
Never. No matter what I've said, how I said it, how I said it was certainly wrong. You've never done anything wrong to me, by
I'm
me.
not talking about right or wrong. I'm talking about, sorry. Can I
It's
have my
okay.
bowl back?
There you go.
I'm talking about, like, I've done a lot, I'll admit. And, I don't know, I always just kind of thought I was at least trying to help, but have I made it worse?
No. And you need to believe me when I say that. Because it's true. Everything's so hard, and if I've ever gotten mad at you, it's because things are hard. And I just wish things. How do I put this? I just wish things were as easy as you made them look. I'm not saying they are easy, but you make them look easy, and I just wish I could do that. So you've made things better. You've taken me on this church trip. You've told me things about you that maybe Juno or someone, other things didn't want you to. You've given me advice even when I'm repeating the same, whole shtick at you and hoping for a different answer, one that'll make me feel better about myself. But you're consistent. And I need consistency. And that's the best thing you've ever done for me. Is be there. Be not the same, but recognizable. So, no. You've never made things worse. And this time's no exception. So thank you. I meant it.
I make it look easy, but trust me, it mostly comes from experience. What you're learning right now is what I learned 3-4 months ago. And I mean, I really don't know how long that is in overworld time, but I mean, I remember people having these issues when I was younger. And trust me, at that time I had no clue what to do. I was just like you. But now I guess now I kind of know to keep an open mind. And I know that a lot of stuff you'd be surprised what even saying terrible words to each other will fix. Because I've watched people for molts and molts and molts just absolutely hate each other. But neither of them really acknowledged it because they'd rather not say it to each other's face. And they were miserable. They would not even once stop to talk to each other and make amends or make it worse. It just stayed where it was, stagnant. And I don't know. I'd watch and learn and take it in, and wow, did it look exhausting. I mean, it was so clear that they'd much rather beat each other to a pulp than ever be friends again, but I think I would have preferred it if they at least beat each other.
Yeah.
Staying the same. Maybe that's really what I fear most. I don't really know. But I think always trying is better than not. That's what I've learned. And no one taught me that. No one led me to that conclusion. I came to it myself. And so I want to impart that to you, okay? That's why when everyone else was trying to beat up Mafia Man or distrusting green text, I decided to give them a chance. Because there's a very good chance that we misunderstood, and now look where we are. Half of them are our friends, half of them are our family, half of them are, at the very least, a nuisance we look forward to.
Yeah.
And I don't know, could you imagine a world where we didn't at all get close to them? Even to hate them. Just indifference. That sounds like a much worse world to me. So, that's my secret. You've got to live life a little. And, that probably sucks to hear. But, that's why I'm telling you, whatever decision you make, you learn something from it. And it's what builds and builds you as a person. There are very, very few actions someone can take that are all right bad or all right good. It's all about context and circumstance. And just what someone's done in the past. And based on your actions, well, it's very clear that you grew up way different from me. I will not say we had very similar upbringings, but despite that, we've still both, I think, come to the same conclusion, which is that we love people a whole lot. And I think from there is a brilliant place to start.
Oh, you and your stupid words and your good words. I hate it. Thank you.
Now let's go ask your cutie out. Are you AFK? I am guessing you are.
Oh, okay, I'm good.
Okay, Let's go.
Oh, eyelash in my eyeball. Knock knock.
Knock knock. Oh, she's underground. See, she's always like, why do people barge into my house? You can't hear us!
Please! Let us in your house! I'll do the Discord. Let us in!
Let us in!
Knock knock!
Please.
Oh, does she actually work? I didn't think that would work. I should have pinged her with the Hearthstone. That's actually probably a better doorbell. Ding dong!
Ding dong! We actually used the door this time.
It hurt a little bit, I can't lie to you. I could have used the Hearthstone to be like a doorbell, but it's fine. I did. I was just yelling and hoped that would get through the floor.
Do you want me to be here for this, or do you want me to walk away? Or you want
I need my emotional support, Exubia, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who I don't know who I'm telling this. Oh, what do I do, bro? Flower, happy birthday, and the fox plushie you wanted. I forgot to give it to you. Yay! Yippee! Oh, he's in the ground, bro. He's in the ground. Snug as a bug in a rug, bro. How's the gazebo going? In your purple biome now.
Oh, it's so pretty. The curtains are a nice touch.
I love playing with toys. Yay!
I'm scared. What are you writing down?
I will kill you. Find my pages. Falls on the ground crying, throwing up, and goes and jumps into the swamp water, bro.
Aw. Nara, save it.
Did you want to hang out?
Be more specific.
Hang out? I don't know. Line?
It's a
I should've wrote
special
a script for this
kind of
one.
hangout.
Get the hint, please. I don't want to. It's rain. Yeah, it's because it's sad that I'm not fucking saying anything. No.
Say it starts with the D. It ends with 8.
Yeah, you did.
Speak it out loud.
Give me a second. Give me a sec.
Oh my Nara would literally drown rather than... Oh my god.
Oh fuck! I don't want my fucking stupid ass brother. Whatever. Okay.
Go on.
I know. A fucking second. Okay. I'm doing the fucking tie. I can't. Oh my god. Do you want to go on a date? There we go. It's over. I said it. Oh, I'm okay. Euthanasia canceled, bro. Not like an adventure or anything, just like hanging out and chilling and relaxing. Oh my god. Okay. Yay! Yippee! Yippee! Just, to catch up and, I realize we have, we've done a lot of writing, done a lot of, adventure, not a lot of just hanging. It's not a lot of hanging and talking, and I feel like, I don't know, we could benefit from a little, or a lot of talking, and just chilling and connecting and blah blah. Yay! Evil, evil, evil laugh, bro. Why am I getting fucking notifications from Discord? Okay. Dude, damn everyone on, bro. No one was on 5 seconds ago. Yeah, I don't know if you're busy. I can just help you. I can keep you company. I can do whatever if you're still working on this. Looks done, but I don't know. I don't know what your plan is. Yay! Who is liking? I know someone's reacting to my messages. I just don't know in what channel they're doing it in. I'm getting notifications for it. Ugh. Oh, we're so bad. We're so dropping back. Hey. Yay! I don't know what to do after this. I only got this far in my head. Oh, hello. Is he... Do you want to come on the date, Shy Guy? Yeah. Oh, hi, buddy. It's okay. He's looking out for you. Who are you following this time? Oh,
it's you.
He's like, okay. He's like, don't it on her, bro.
Shy Guy? Homophobic?
Homophobic Shy Guy, bro. Well, he's not homophobic. He had a thing with my dad in college, I think. So
you could be gay and homophobic against lesbians.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, long story. And by long story, I mean I found out yesterday, and it wasn't a long story. He just didn't explain. I don't know. You need to talk to Shy Guy about that. I don't know. Maybe he has something to share with you. Yeah, I just don't think he likes lesbians. G without the L. How about your dad? Well, he didn't explain. He just said... I actually don't remember what he said. He was just said, it has... He doesn't explain what happens in college. Because I don't want to know. Because when he brings up college, it's almost always something I don't want to hear about as his kid. So, I know. Yeah, I don't even know if it was terrifying. It's maybe a little, I don't know how much studying he got done is all I'm gonna say. But, I mean, the warden, the creaking, probably a bunch of other people.
Moonface.
I was gonna say, was Moonface in college with him?
I think.
Yeah, very likely scenario.
Even if it was a joke.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. You gotta be nice, Shy Guy.
So you want to set up a time and place?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, no. He's like, absolutely the fuck not.
Me fucking wing manning.
Wing, yeah, you're wing manning this. Out of character. What? Out of character. What is Shiloh's sexuality? Because does he just hate lesbians? because I think it'd be funny if it was literally just lesbians. Well, I'm asking you, like, I know it sounds weird. I just didn't know if it was like the he was targeting me because I'm a lesbian and you're like bisexual or something. But unless he just he just hates lesbians specifically. He's like, I have no fun with bisexual people, but lesbians. Gotcha. Okay, that's why he likes you so much, because he's like, you're not one of those lesbians. That's why he likes you so much. I know you're homophobic dog, bro.
Not the homophobic dog.
The gay and homophobic shy guy, bro. Let's there you go. So. Well, I guess he'll be there on the day. I guess he really, he fucking scared me, bro. Do you want to be there? Shy guy, follow me if you want to be there. Okay. He is just a guy. Yeah. So I don't know what you want to do. I don't know if you want to set up a time. I don't know if this counts. Okay. He's like, this doesn't count. You have to set up a time. Sorry about that, Shy guy. Yeah, I can tell. He's like, you have a curfew you have to be back by. Don't worry. She'll be back by, I don't know, the equivalent of 8 p.m. I don't know when it is right now. But I'll have her on by 8 p.m., 7 p.m. if that's better. Is that okay, Shy guy? Yeah. Yeah! I know, I just didn't know the equivalent of I don't know what time it is in PWAK world. It could be whatever, doesn't it? I'll have her home in 2 minutes. Okay. He's like, I don't appreciate Joe. His ass doesn't like playing around, bro. Do you want her home right now? This is her. This was it. Yay. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I have to. Okay, no, wrong Hearthstone. That's my dad. Okay, there you go. There we go. There you go. He's good though. Yeah, anytime works for me. Oh no, the indecisive bro. Who is he fixated on? I don't know. Wait, Exuvia, turn around. No, I think he's just broke. Who are you looking at? There is no one. Okay, sorry, Shy Guy. Okay, yeah. I know it's not helpful, but anytime also works for me. I hate that I'm like, to make myself not like die inside, I'm doing the fucking like this TikTok hand gestures. Hey, hey. It calms me down out of character. Hey, oomph. Hey, bro. Oh, gonna drop on. Okay. Your gazebo seemed like a nice place, but I don't know if you finished it. It looks finished, but I don't want to assume that. Yeah, we could just go there since it's, if he wants to like make sure, I don't know, nothing happens to you, or make sure you're safe, then I guess he can do that if he wants. Yay. Okay, Shy Guy, is that I think he's fine now. I love the noise it makes, bro. Okay. I don't know. Last time we were kind of preoccupied with the adventure, so that was kind of the whole, like, that was all we did. So I'm not really, I don't not great at like icebreakers. Yeah, that'd be, yeah. Oh, but we got what we wanted, sort of, in the end. And I'm glad you came along, and I'm glad you helped, even though it was, by the end of it, we were like, I want to die so bad. I want to go home. I want to go to sleep. I haven't seen my bed in 10 years, kind of thing. And my dad wasn't being helpful for the most part. But, and also wasn't really a date because two other people were on it. So, but, it's okay. But, I don't know. It was fun. I had a great time. I'm trying to think of something. Give me a sec. Is my journal in here? What is this? Yeah. I just feel like it's so much going on all at once. I feel like, we just need to relax, and we can discuss it later if you want. And I don't know if you'd prefer to do it in person, but we could discuss the letter later if you want, because I'd like to just talk. I feel like it's better to talk in person about that. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be better. Yeah. And no worries about the letter. No worries. I'm not mad. I'm not, anything of the sort. I just won't. I think reading it made me realize that no, it's okay. Trust me, if I wrote something back, I probably would have been just as forward, so don't you worry. Um, the first time around I was pretty forward, so I don't blame you. And I'll debrief it in a second so I can, if there's some things unrelated to the main topic, I can say them. But I don't know, thank you for caring so much, and I feel like reading it, and I won't lie. But talking about, oh, there's pillagers over there. Talking about it, no, there's pillagers over there. Talking about it with Exuvia a little bit, helped me realize that maybe right now, right after having read it and you having sent it, what we needed is time together, and then I can work out a reply later, because really the only time we've hung out on our own was that adventure, and again, that wasn't very alone. That was with two other people at some point. And that was also a very like high energy, like, we gotta do this, we gotta go this place, we gotta find this, make sure, look in the jungle, blah 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 blah. So I just feel like having time to really comprehend everything and think about everything, because as much as I love writing, and as much as I'll treasure your letters, as I hope you will mine, and as much as I enjoyed writing them, I've come to appreciate talking a bit more, even if I go on and on and on and on and on without even knowing it. I like to talk because as much as I can say things I don't actually mean because I haven't had time to prepare, I feel like it's easier to get the meaning across because I can see your immediate reaction, or I could hear the words out of my mouth instead of just hearing them in my head. Don't worry about it. It is a lot to take in, and I can tell you with full honesty, because at this point, let's clear those consciences, like the church told us to. It doesn't make my decision any easier, but I feel the decision wasn't going to be easy anyway, and it never was, and it was always going to be difficult. And I can't say I've made a choice, but I can say I know how you feel. I understand how you feel. And don't take that as me saying I don't reciprocate it. I don't reciprocate that desperation, that forwardness, that any of it. But, you know, you sent it maybe like an hour ago, so still thinking about it, I guess. But yesterday I gave up. I talked to Gaia. I heard what she had to say, and no amount of what if him is lying, what if you're lying to us, didn't get her to budge. Because I don't think she was lying, at least not on purpose, and I don't think anyone was lying to her. I wanted so desperately for things to just be plain and simple unfair. But like I told One Piece, things are unfair, nothing makes sense, and that's okay. That's just how it is. But I gave up. She told me to have faith. Have faith in people, have faith in what's left. And when Exuvia, in the portal room, not having been there for that conversation, told me to have faith, it sucked. Because every time I heard that, I felt like I was losing something. But I just wanted to give up. I was sick of crying about the same damn thing a day after day, expecting the right answer when there is no right answer. I just wanted it to be easy as someone was deceiving us and there was a way to fix things, and maybe there is. But the ones I thought were behind it, probably not the answer. And like I told you, and I know I'm monologuing, so feel free to interrupt me, if I'm going to talk to my dad about that solution I proposed to you, and I'm going to do my best for it to apply to everyone. Because I thought about it for the split second I opened the letter and read the first page and the next one. I was like, well, what's one more person? What's 3 people? Maybe my dad can figure something out. That's not fair to you. You have people you care about, and I care about them. And I guess where I got stuck is, when do I stop? When do I stop asking for more? Because if I ask for you, if I get you on that entity's weird list, then I'd ask for Telemon, then for OP, then for Exuvia, then for Xochi, then for Warrior, then Callie, then everyone. I'd get too in over my head. So my options are still, yeah. And it's frustrating to have my options be limited back down to what they were. And it's in the scenario, in the perfect scenario that my dad gets just me and him, or, you know, the more likely scenario, I'll say. You know, it's either I go with him, I die with the rest of you, or I save everyone. And that was the dilemma I had before this, because I can't just choose people. I can't be faced with that decision and then barter for more and then not go, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know anything about gambling terms, but kind of like go all in by the end. So I'm gonna try. I'm hoping that my dad was right in seeing that creature as sentimental. And I don't know what it's gonna ask for. I don't know if anyone has anything more or as important. Yeah, the entity. He called it his disembodied voice that he was making a deal with. I don't know if I told you. I might have skipped over that part. But he said that sure, while its first proposal was his life for one guaranteed survival, he didn't take it. But he said something about it was so sentimental. And that maybe sentimentality might be the way to get to it. And seeing you today made me realize that maybe we can use that to our advantage. And I don't know if you or anyone has anything more important or as important as another person. Because, when I say give up something sentimental that means a lot to you, I don't mean sacrificing anything. I mean something material, because that defeats the whole point. And that's probably why the entity wanted my dad in the first place, because it's like, oh, well, then die for your kid. But maybe it'll accept something else, something of equal value, because we're all a little materialistic, and I'm sure there's something more important to you, or as important, I shouldn't say more important, to Exuvia, to Telemon, to... Maybe that will work. And I'd hate to tell you to give it up. But if it's of any consolation, I was considering giving up my Heartstone with my dad. Because, if I'm going to be stuck with him forever, because even if we save everyone and I go my separate ways with everyone, I'm not going to give up the Heartstones of the people I might eventually leave out. And again, not saying I want you or Exuvia to leave me, or that I'm hoping you do. But I don't either. But I would hate to suggest giving up your Heartstone. So I guess my point is, if it works somehow, if it agrees to these conditions, I'd offer up my dad's Heartstone. Because no matter what, no matter where any of us go, if you stick with me, if Exuvia sticks with me, if OP leaves and any of that, he'll have to pluck me off like a burr in the forest. I'll be stuck to him. So I'm trying to remember that, and I hope I don't forget it, because that's the same thing I'm preaching, and I'd hate to be hypocritical. I'm not alone. And I think realizing, even as much as I said, ignore that I'm going to start crying, but as much as I said I know I'm not alone, and I want my dad to know he's not alone, seeing you, seeing Channel, who I've wronged so badly, Exuvia, who I've yelled at, he's so loving, so caring, so carefree around me, around anybody. Realized I'm not, made me, okay, Shy Guy, not the fucking time rope, not the time rope, has made me realize I am not alone, and that it's not just a thought, that it's not just an idea, but a provable fact. And maybe being alone, proving that being alone never works. No matter if you're alone with one person, or just, or two, or completely by yourself, that more people is always going to be better, having that community. And I think that might be the solution. Showing this entity that we're not willing, we're not so easily torn apart or made alone. Because I fear it might prey on my dad's tendency to isolate himself, and showing it that it would never let that happen. And that's what brings us to want to survive. Maybe that's where it's sentimentality. We'll get to it. And I more than hope that I'm right, because that's about the next best idea I've ever had. The other one was collecting all the eyes, and, well, that's a solution that we won't know will work until we get there. So I like this one. I think it will work, because if it can work for some people, then it has to work for more. It's just no one should destroy themselves for it. And I won't let that happen. And my dad, Exuvia, all of you terribly wonderful people better hold me accountable for that. Because I don't know what I almost did. Surely nothing hasty. I don't have the ability to do much by myself, unlike Juno, who had, ability, like, ways to contact spirits and get a response and all that immediately. But for a moment this morning, I considered it. And I'm glad I didn't. It's weird, the way the letter can make you feel two completely different ways, but it led me to the right place in the end. And I have you to thank for that. Okay, I'll stop monologuing now. I was getting a little ahead of myself. The little dig at Talabon. I don't want to be alone either. I think even before the end of the world, I fear loneliness. And that's why I'm trying so hard. That's why I've always tried so hard. Because you can say whatever we want. You can say whatever you want about we're dying together and how, yeah, in a way that's not loneliness, but I mean, it's hard to see it that way. No, don't worry. You're right. Loneliness is horrible. And I'll do anything to chase it. You won't be alone. Not if I can help it. Because maybe it's persistence alone that will get us what we want, but it has to get us somewhere. And I say this, I've said this to Gaia, I've said this to Channel, to Warrior, to Telemon, to One Piece, to Exuvia, probably. I've lost track. I know it's childish to think that simply because I deem something unfair means there has to be another way out. But I truly do believe it. I believe there has to be a way, that there is a way. Gaia's Lyceum, as it states itself, is the place of 1,000 endings. And in no world is there just one ending. And I'm not going to settle for the one. I never will have, and I won't. Not even if that's the last option presented to me. Because Gaia's Lyceum is real. It's the place of all those stories. And we're just another one of them. And we can end however we will it to. We just gotta fight like hell for it. But no one's dying. No one's ending up alone. Not if they wish to die, and that is their form of loneliness, but No one's, if I can help it, no one's sacrificing themselves. No one is giving up their soul or their life. We're in this together. We're going to see it through. And we'll be the solution. Even if we're not meant to be. Yeah. You know, I wanted to bring this up later just so we could, you know, have some time where it's not, like, viscerally upsetting. But, you know, hey, it's good to get it out eventually. So, let me just make sure. I just want to get my thoughts in order. And this is your book. I don't have, like, a script or anything. I just want to make sure I address everything. And I won't move, but pretend I'm moving, because I just gotta have this up or I'll forget where I was at. I just out of character for a sec. Fucking geez. Okay. That part of you that wishes I want to be there with you. Hopefully that's not the worst sentence you've ever heard in your life. It didn't make a lot of sense coming out, but is right. There's a lot of people I want to be with, and I feel, and I hope that's okay, that it's okay to have people that I care about equally. But I care about you just as much as my father. And that's a hell of a lot. And that's a hell of a thing to say, because I've known him for 19 years. And I've known you for a month. Doesn't make it any less real. And I don't care that it's selfish. The first thing I ever did to you, at least of significance in my mind, was selfish. Utterly selfish, because I was trying to save us, because I thought the eyes would save us. And I'm glad I'm one of the good things in your life. Because that's why, before thinking of that solution, and I'm gonna continue talking as if it will work, that I was so upset trying to make a decision. To the point where I wish I didn't care about anyone but my dad, because that would make everything so easy. But I do care. I care so much. I care just as much as I do him, even if sometimes it's more intense with him than it is with others. I don't want you to be alone, and I don't want to be alone. And I don't want this to be for nothing. When I spoke to my dad at the concert venue, after the beach party, towards the end, he talked about you. He saw the Heartstone again, and he said that he didn't believe for a second that we hated each other. That he knew I was lying. And I had rushed to assure him, and I hope this assures you of any morsel of a doubt that you might have. I'm not ashamed. I just didn't think there was time to concern myself with it. And that, if we're gonna be completely honest with each other, might as well at this point, that I thought this was stupid, that I forced something onto you because I wanted, give me a sec, that I wanted to do things in life that I might not have the time to do. And one of those things was love someone. And I'm not saying that is the truth. I don't think I will know the truth. But I can tell you that's what I thought. I didn't go into it wanting to just use you for my desperation. But with the end of the world at my back door, I thought that maybe I somehow did everything wrong. And that you had no say in it, that you could have, that you couldn't have any second just said, I don't feel the same. I somehow convinced myself that I did that to you and that I made it up. And I know that's not true. At least I hope it's not. But when my dad suggested that I go and be with everyone, be with you, because that love, as he could see, was so important, I felt sick. And at the time, I thought it was because, well, that's not the choice I wanted to make. That I truly wanted to be with him and that I didn't want to die with everyone else. But after talking with Exuvia, just 30 minutes ago, it's not because I didn't want to die with you or everyone else, or that I wanted to live with just my father, but I wanted to live with everyone. And obviously, that's been my dream, is to save everyone. Myself, my father, all of you guys. But I guess I took, initially, my self-doubt and the nausea that I felt at the notion of leaving him alone as indication of my choice. But I think it's because I can't make a choice, truly. If I have to, I will. But I don't want to. And I think that's why I was sick. Because I'm so frustrated. I don't want to choose between my dad. I don't want to choose between you. Or Telemon, or One Piece, or Zochi, or Exuvia. Because yes, some of you guys are just friends. Some of you are first loves. One of you is very significantly my my adoptive father. Another's more of a symbolic sibling. A few of them are. And I was frustrated because I didn't want to choose. And I get the sentiment of choosing family. I truly do. But it's hard to choose family when everyone is your family, when everyone means the world to you. Because I can't choose myself without also choosing you guys. I can't choose myself without also choosing my dad. I can't choose myself without choosing you. Because all of you are me. We are not independent creatures. We are made of everyone. Made of the earth, made of our parents, our siblings. Everyone we've ever met. We're representative of them. And they're always us. And if there's anything I've learned, I'd do anything to save myself. So that means saving you guys as well. I love you. And I'm sorry you had to say it on her third to last day alive. but better late than never. And sorry if I am talking your ear off. I do that a lot. It's just this is how I guess it translates from the writing. Like those tens of pages is me going in circles trying to explain myself. But if there's a time to be authentic, it's now. And I'm glad we realized that. And, it's nice to have someone else who repeats themselves because, well, I can relate. You more than anything. That's one of the things I love about you. Nothing. Nothing is ever too fast for the end of the world. I wish I could respond. In a letter, I would have responded to each and every word that you just said. But, repeating myself and all, and I think it's better to feel the silence and know that anything I can say can be felt. I hope so. Because more than me, you're very poetic without realizing it. That's beautiful. Thank you. I just hope everyone will get the ending they want. Because we're gonna fight for it together. Even though I had Borrier and Channel and Telemono OP at my side, I alone was talking to Gaia. I alone was contributing to that conversation, and that's because they physically can't talk to her, but I should have been less alone. And I think that's why I didn't accomplish anything. I was wrong because I was alone with myself and with my own ideals. I talked everyone's ears off so they couldn't possibly think of something to say in response or retaliation or in suggestion. But now, and since you love it so much, I won't lose that hope, that faith that I wanted to kill Gaia for bringing up. Because having hope is better than nothing. And when I'm with you, when I'm with everyone, I feel like I can do anything. I'm glad to put you at ease. And I think for once, and no one's really been able to do this. So congratulations. But be surprised or not, I'm speechless. I think I've said what I needed to say in every possible way I could have said it. So thank you. Ooh, okay. Well, if there's any words you want to get in, besides everything you've said, which is a reasonable amount compared to me. But you have the gazebo, my friend. And while you do that, I'm gonna quote you in the quotes channel because you were cooking me. I'm grateful. See you too.
At this point, I'm just agreeing with you, but... I would do this again, too. Even if I've had to go through everything all over again. It'd be worth it. However many cycles or lifetimes of this torment of knowing that it's all going to end would still not be enough. To deserve, to comprehend, I should say, not deserve, how grateful I am. How not alone I've been all this time. I've hated everything about this world, but never the people. Never once. The people. And you, most of all, are no exception to that. No matter what happens, you can't get rid of me. And that's a threat. Oh, you're stuck with me, just like everyone else. Whether they like it or not. You made the mistake of, and everyone made the mistake of being here with me. So now I'm gonna make it everyone's problem. But I'm glad. For once, I'm glad to feel like a nuisance. Even if I'm not, but... I'm glad. This counts as a hug, trust. There we go. It's hard. It gets so awkward. We just have to hug him on, bro. There we go. That counts. Okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting to do that right now, but it's done. It's great. Wouldn't have it any other way. So, is there anything you wanted to do? Any place you wanted to go? With anyone? And don't think I'm not grateful for you, Exuvia.
Huh? Oh, I've just been trying to, let you guys have your privacy. That's why I've not been staring at you or anything.
I know, in their own world, but... You're up there too, Exuvia.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I would have just waited to Mafia Man for him to give his non-existent advice, and hopefully for him to say that the plan will work. And then I would have written something back. But I think
So, I mean,
it's better.
are you more comfortable with Inara's choice now, or? Sorry, I just, I. Like I said, I was trying to give you privacy, so I wasn't paying close attention to what everyone was saying. Okay.
But the hope is that
Yeah.
it won't come
Go
to
for
that.
our best options
Yeah.
first. But, when it comes down to it, I think.
Yeah. And if anyone has any bright ideas other than that, put them on the table.
I'm
Because right
glad you
now it's
could
2
solve it.
ideas.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you could solve it.
Okay. I don't know. What's something fun we can do besides adventuring and wanting to kill ourselves or adventuring
Um.
that anyone prefers to do? We could bother Telemon and OP, which is always a great
My
pastime.
favorite activity!
Oh, love. Okay, there's pillagers near your house. Wait, don't worry. I'll get rid of your pillagers, bro. Get away from Wu-Tang, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, I have that omen.
Knock knock. Are they AFK? I think they are AFK. Hello?
Ominous banner.
Yay!
Where the hell's at, bro? Hey, Himbo.
I think they're AFK right now.
Ominous banner. There we go.
Ooh, cute picture.
I love picture. Oh, they're so cute. Wait, look. Let's tell them up.
Oh.
That's goated, bro. I like the yowie fucking yowie. Himbo and Bimbo, my goat. Oh. Put that back. Put that shit back. My fucking meat. What the? Where the fuck? Why did I drink it? Oh, I'm drunk now, bro. I didn't mean it. I was trying to put it away. Bro, I don't feel so good. Okay. Okay. I didn't mean to drink it, bro. It's trust. It's not mead, but it's cherry wine, and I stole them from the next door neighbors. There we go. Okay. I saw me put it on the table, and then it just fucking disappeared. Bro, what even is that? Where'd my goat? Oh, there's my goat exude. Yeah, I don't know how I lose you. You're like bright purple. Okay. I need a Discord break. Oh my god. Emerald. I need to put my emerald away. Yay. Obviously, I'll try. Kind of out of character, but obviously, I'll treasure the letter. I don't know. I don't know if I should write another one. I feel like it's just redundant at that point. Because the whole. Yeah. I know. I have all of yours. I put mine in a backpack called books. So I don't have to go to my ender chest every single time. I love books. Book bag, bro. I know. I'd write another one in reply, but I feel like that's redundant and also counterintuitive to the whole point of talking. So, but it was a very sweet letter. I'll give it hashtag out of character. I'll give you that. I was like, ooh, God, bro, not ready. Triple boar. Sorry, there's a boar barrage going on. My fucking alcohol, bro. Ugh. Okay. Tell him on my goat! But no, goat. Oh, Yuri. Fucking Yuri, bro. No, wow, hey, you're going to hell and I'm taking you with me. Stupid dog gift, bro. I know you need to draw Yuri. I need to draw Yuri, but I'm like,
I might
ugh.
hop off real quick to eat dinner and also have a little bit of a snooze.
Bro's napping?
I didn't get my nap earlier. I was just,
Bro, no, go sleep.
so I'm like, ooh. Alrighty.
Yeah, you were here for the important lore shit. Nothing else will happen. I need a break from the crying. Like last night, my eyes were burning so atrocious. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
I will continue the stream in like 45 minutes to an hour. Okay.